Knock on the Saints door. Quarterback sneak by Tom Brady to the 43-year-old score. He did. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Now spiked that ball, Tom Brady. Who says I'm 43? He runs right up the gut and scores 6. 7. Handoff, run the ball. Fournette slashes away to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 30, 25, to the 20. Fournette to the 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Run the ball, Leonard Fournette. Wow, what a blast up the gut, found daylight, and outran everybody. Fire the cannons, get them going. Bucs win. Bucs win, Bucs win. Fire them cannons.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Swords Up Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about our 27-24 loss on Monday Night Football to the Rams, and this was a really close game. It was really tight. I said it was going to go either way, but unfortunately it went the Rams' way in this one. So we're going to be talking about the key stats and why we lost this game. Starting out with our player of the game, and if I'm going to highlight somebody, I'm probably going to pick out Chris Godwin from this one. He had a pretty decent game. Nothing really eye-catching on the stat sheet as with most of our team, but he put up a solid effort. He had 7 catches for 53 yards and 1 touchdown in this game. A touchdown that was really impressive. I don't know which one was really better, his or Mike Evans' touchdown, but they were both really great. They showed a lot of effort on those plays. Godwin obviously with the one where he leapt into the corner of the end zone, and then Mike Evans with the one where he broke a couple tackles and fought his way in. But out of our offensive players today, I thought he was the most impressive one. All right, so let's start out with the Buccaneers side of things on the stat sheet. And Tom Brady had an okay game. He looked really impressive at times, but then also he had 2 interceptions, which were really ugly. And with those 2 interceptions, he had 26 completions on 48 attempts for 216 yards and 2 touchdowns to go along with those 2 picks. And there were times during the game where he was making some really impressive throws and fitting balls into spaces where I have no idea why he would throw it into those tight areas, but he was somehow completing those passes and putting balls right where they needed to be. But then also the 2 interceptions are just really ugly throws. Don't know whether it was just miscommunication or just bad placement, but they were some really ugly interceptions and pretty key moments of why we lost this game. On the ground, it really went back to doing nothing for us in this game. Ronald Jones was the leading rusher with 10 carries for 24 yards. Leonard Fournette had 7 carries for 17 yards and 1 touchdown, but other than that, was pretty ineffective in this game and also had some really key drops as well that he struggled with. Antonio Brown was the leading receiver, 8 catches for 57 yards. He's been off to a decent start with the team. Chris Godwin, as I mentioned, had 7 catches for 53 yards and 1 touchdown. He was the second leading receiver. Mike Evans did a decent job going up against Jalen Ramsey. That was going to be a key matchup in this one. And Mike Evans at some times in the game looked like he was winning out, but I think it was a pretty even battle between them. Mike Evans had 5 catches for 49 yards and 1 touchdown in this one, followed by Rob Gronkowski, 2 catches for 25 yards, and Cameron Brate, 3 catches for 23 yards. Defensively, the leading tackler was Sean Murphy-Bunting with 10 total tackles and 2 for a loss. Levante David was all over the field in this one, 9 total tackles and 3 for a loss. Devin White also had 9 total tackles and 1 for a loss. Jason Pierre-Paul had 6 total tackles. Jordan Whitehead had 7 total and 1 for a loss. And then also having tackles for a loss were Ndamukong Suh and Ross Cockrell, who came into this game for the injured Jamel Dean. And then Jason Pierre-Paul and Jordan Whitehead came up with the 2 interceptions in this one. Jason Pierre-Paul also had 2 passes defended. Jordan Whitehead had 1, and Levante David also had 1. And then Ryan Suckup went 1 for 1 on field goals and 3 for 3 on extra points. On the Rams side of things, Jared Goff had a big day. Other than the 2 interceptions, he was very efficient in this one. 39 completions on 51 attempts, 376 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Nothing really doing on the ground for the Rams. Malcolm Brown, the leading rusher, 3 carries for 20 yards, followed by Cam Akers, 5 carries for 15 yards, and Darrell Henderson, 8 carries for 5 yards. And a really big problem in this game for us were the Rams' top 2 receivers. We couldn't do anything at all to stop them. Cooper Kupp had 11 catches for 145 yards, and Robert Woods had 12 catches for 130 yards and 1 touchdown. And then after that, the third leading receiver was Josh Reynolds, 3 catches for 32 yards, and then also having receiving touchdowns were Van Jefferson and Cam Akers. Defensively, Troy Hill was the leading tackler with 6 total tackles. Jalen Ramsey, John Johnson, Michael Brockers, and Micah Kaiser also had 6 total tackles. Darius Williams had 4 total tackles, and Jordan Fuller had 4 total tackles, as well as the 2 interceptions off of Tom Brady. And then the only sack in this game came from Samson Ebukam. Morgan Fox and John Johnson each recorded a pass defended, and Darius Williams had 2 passes defended. On kicking, the former Buccaneer Matt Gay, who was our kicker last year, kicked in place of the injured Kai Forbath for the Rams in this one. He went 2 for 3 on field goals and 3 for 3 on extra points. Okay, so earlier I mentioned how Jamel Dean left this game due to injury. He had to leave the game because he appeared to suffer a concussion. Other injuries in this one were to AQ Shipley, who left the game right around the last drive late in the fourth quarter with a neck injury. And then Donovan Smith on the very first play for us got rolled up on his ankle, and then he also went down again later in the game, so we'll have to monitor his status going into next week's game. Now just looking at why we lost this game, our pass defense was the major reason. I mentioned how we couldn't really stop the Rams' top 2 receivers. As Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods had really great games, there was just nothing we could really do to defend them. I mean, they were getting open on every play, it seemed like, and the Rams' passing attack was really able to carve through our pass defense. And then when we got turnovers in the second half of this game, our offense was just unable to capitalize on them, especially the first turnover, which led to only a field goal after Jason Pierre-Paul's pick set us up in really great field position. We were only able to get a field goal from that. And if we would have gotten the touchdown, we would have been able to take the lead in this one, which could have definitely swung the whole momentum of this game towards us. And then not only was our offense not able to capitalize on opportunities our defense was giving us, but then also the 2 interceptions from Tom Brady really hurt us. Obviously, the one at the end of the game, we were so close to getting in field goal range, and then that late interception ended the game for us. And then the first interception came after the Rams missed a field goal, and so the game was still tied at this point, and we had a chance to really go down the field and take control of the game. But the interception that happened led to the Rams scoring a touchdown, and then the game was pretty much in their hands from that point on. So looking at next game, hopefully Brady can rebound from his mistakes in this one. And he's going to need to play really well, considering we're going up against the Chiefs and their very explosive offense. But that is it for the reaction video to this game. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and go Bucs.